The clear 1.1 is Jahmyr Gibbs. There's no debate. This is a player we've been touting for years now, and everybody's on board this year. They're on board, as they should be. This man's a cheat code in 2026. He's like LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Faulk back in the day. When you got the 1.1, it wasn't a matter of if you won or not. It's how much did you win by? Could anybody possibly draft a team that can contend with the LaDainian Tomlinson owner? That is what Jahmyr Gibbs is in 2026. Gibbs is probably going to pull in 18 to 20 total touchdowns. He's going to have more yards maybe than ever as they lean on him as the true bell cow, as his head coach said earlier this offseason. Jahmyr Gibbs is the cheat code you need in 2026. There is no better draft selection than the 1.1. There's no better draft strategy than Jahmyr Gibbs and another running back like Jeremiah Love and a Pickens, a Jahmyr Gibbs and potentially even a McBride or Bowers with a wide receiver like doubtful London falls, but London could fall. Pickens, Nico, you could go early Rashee Rice. You could take a Pickens and Nico. You could take a London and Nico. Balance. You're giving Jahmyr Gibbs and balance coming out of rounds 1, 2, and 3. There's no better way to draft in 2026. I hope for all of you this year that you get the 1.1 in a handful of leagues because you will be bringing home championships.
Mashed potatoes!
Fantasy Football Show begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
You're watching a graveyard stream.
You're watching a graveyard stream, ladies and gentlemen, and you're watching a Jahmyr Gibbs celebration fest right here underway. Let's just take a look at this magical man's game log, his career stats. 14-12 rushing in 2024. Bigger year than 2025 on the ground. More yards per carry, 5.6. Was a little bit of a dip in 2025, but to 5.0. Kind of crazy when you think about it. And I don't know if how many people out there actually thought about this, looked at this, knew this, but Jahmyr Gibbs has never averaged under 5 yards per carry. That's crazy. I wonder, I don't know if Kruger can find this information, but let me just see if Kruger can find this information. Hey, Kruger, how many running backs in NFL history have averaged over 5 yards per carry for their first 3 seasons with, well over 100 carries per season? Let's just see if he...
At least one, Nick Chubb. He's the only one explicitly called out in NFL history for this kind of sustained efficiency.
I'll have to look that up, but it's rare if it's even happened. So 5.2, 5.6, 5.5 yards per carry in back-to-back seasons. I wonder what Jamal Charles had. But 14-12, last year 12-23, 16 touchdowns on the ground in 2024, only 13 in 2025. 77 receptions last year, which was a new high for him, 52 the year prior, and 616 and 517, 5 and 4. So career highs in the receiving department across the board, which is good news. Now we're going to get back to the 1,400, 1,350, 1,400 yards on the ground. And this 16, I believe, turns into an 18. I believe he brings us 20-plus touchdowns in 2026, and I'm here for it. And honestly, if you can trade into the 1.1, it's worth it. If you draft pick trade, I can help you with draft pick trading. I'm the king of draft pick trading. That's how really some of the first videos went viral in the beginning of this channel was draft pick trading, how to get into the two-headed monster, a thing your boy coined back in 2002. How to get into the two-headed monster. What is the two-headed monster? According to your boy who coined it, the two-headed monster is drafting the top 2 running backs at 1.1 and hopefully 1.2. But this year, I don't think the two-headed monster is, and this is not a knock on Bijan, I don't think it's Gibbs and a running back. I think it's Gibbs and Jahmyr Chase. I think Jahmyr Chase has 18 to 20 receiving touchdowns. I think Jahmyr Gibbs has 18 to 20 total touchdowns. I think combined, there's a chance where having Jahmyr Chase and Gibbs gives you 40 touchdowns. You're winning your league. So it is worth giving up your second, your third, your fourth round pick to get the 1.1. Let's say if you get the 1.2 out of the hat and you can take Jahmyr Chase and Gibbs. I'm doing that, and I'm doing it live. So let's discuss how to draft pick trade into Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's discuss an onslaught of things relating to Jahmyr Gibbs. The phone lines will be open. Super chats will be handled, and we'll be tackling your phone calls as we speak. Dial on in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial on in. Dial on in. And, I'd love to hear what some dilemmas you might have in terms of trades. What kind of trades can you get your hands on this guy in Dynasty? I don't know that it's going to be very easy, but I'd be willing to bet that you could make something happen. You start throwing in multiple first rounders and a player. But if we're talking Dynasty here, and
Smitty will now provide his Dynasty analysis.
From a Dynasty perspective, good old neighbors. Neighbors is such a good topic from a Dynasty conversation point. Gibbs, to me, this isn't one of those situations where it's like he's number one in redraft, but then in Dynasties he might not be. This is the number one overall player. I love Jahmyr Chase. I love JSN. I like Jeremiah Smith if we're talking like Devi or we're talking 2027, startup draft conversation. Jeremiah Smith's in the top, 5, 6, 7 maybe. Gibbs is the 1.1. He's the 1.1 in Dynasty. He's the 1.1 in redraft. He's only got 3 seasons under his belt. He's got another 3 or 4 seasons left on top. He's the most electric and explosive running back in the National Football League. I think he and Achane are the only running backs in the league that have the acceleration that these two share. And this is the kind of player that angles don't matter. You're watching film and Gibbs gets a handoff where the angles just don't make sense. And he should be getting tackled, and he goes untouched into the end zone as players close in. His acceleration, him and Achane, there's no one that comes close to Gibbs and Achane in acceleration. Bashal Tutin might be next up if we're trying to find a third player with that acceleration ability to hit the hole from like a dead standstill. That is Gibbs, that is Achane, and then a little bit further down, it would be Bashal, the facial Tutin. And Tutin's coming for everybody this year. Tutin's going to knock down doors. Tutin's going to steamroll over people, and we're here for it. Tutin, Gibbs, Achane. Man, I'd love to have that on a Dynasty team. I've got Gibbs and Tutin on a Dynasty team. I think I've got Achane and Tutin on a Dynasty team. I do not believe I have Gibbs, Achane, and Tutin on a Dynasty team. This guy is worth multiple first-rounders and a really good running back. This guy I would pay easily 3 first-rounders for, even if one was projected to be top 3 in the 2027 draft. This is Jahmyr Gibbs. And if anybody's got the 1.1 and you should be so lucky to have it, you don't take Gibbs, you're punting your season. I'm not saying you can't win, but you're punting the opportunity you have to cakewalk into at least your championship game where anything can happen. Injuries can happen. I get it. But Jahmyr Gibbs gives you 18 to 20 touchdowns in 2026. Let's go. I'm going to be drafting here. Let me just pull this up here. I'm going to sign in, and I'm going to be drafting. We'll probably do a couple drafts tonight. I did sign into one ahead of time, and I forgot it was on the clock. So I just, let me just pull this up and put it on screen. I just picked Hampton in round 1, forcing him early so that I could go AJB in round 2, which is something that I'm kind of brute force drafting right now. If anybody doesn't know what brute force drafting is, it's my coined phrase of when you essentially keep rinsing and repeating the same strategy over and over for a select period of time. And you don't need to continue to do it. That's not the draft. That's not the draft at all. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Hang tight. I'm going to be on the clock here in a second. And let's see here. Okay. Chihuahua on the clock. Okay. Should be AJB available. AJB is available. We'll go ahead and select that bad boy. 5, 4, 3, 2, AJB. I'm really liking this start. Hampton and AJB. These are two players on explosive offenses. Hampton, I think, could score 15 touchdowns, 14 touchdowns. AJB, I think, is pulling in 13 or 14. So these are a combo that could get you, Gibbs and Chase, which you can't get in the best ball drafts, but in a trade could get you 38 to 40 touchdowns. This natural combo that you can draft without doing any draft pick trading, you can get potentially, in my opinion, you can get 27, 28 touchdowns out of this combo. Maybe even 30 plus out of this combo, because I really think Hampton's in store for a 13, 14, 15 touchdown season. I really believe that AJ Brown is as well. This is one of my favorite starts right now in 2026 best ball, is going Hampton or Genty. If Genty's gone, then I go Hampton a little early, or Achane and AJ Brown. The only thing about Achane is that, the offense is not quite as potent, so you try and draft players on great teams and great offenses. I do think Achane's an anomaly, that he'll be fed enough and be the focal point to kind of break that trend of, this might not produce the way I want. I think Achane will. But push comes to shove, I do feel like Hampton's a little bit safer for 2026. And that can change if Miami Mike gets a job as a head coach after 1 year. He's one and done, goes somewhere, and Hampton sees turmoil again. And if you think, he's so good, it'll be okay. That might be the case. And I do love Hampton from a dynasty perspective, but there is a world where we see it in Philly every other year where they lose a coordinator, or at least every 2 years, and the offense takes a huge step backwards, even though there's a lot of talent on it. So don't think that Hampton's completely immune to being okay if and when the offensive coordinator changeover happens eventually, and it will. Gibbs and Nico and George Pickens is exactly what I would tell a lot of people to do from that territory, although McBride and one of those wide receivers works very nicely as well. I love coming out. There's that 3.3 Devontae Smith like clockwork, that ADP. It's such a bad ADP. I love coming out with this balance. This balance sets me up beautifully to not have a care in the world. I'm not going to force a position. I'll draft a player. Nobody should ever be drafting a position. Don't ever go, I'm taking wide receiver. Like the caller earlier that said, Smitty, I'm not sure, should I go running back, wide receiver, or should I go running back, running? I'm never going to tell you to do something like that. I'm going to tell you to take the best player available. And hopefully through tons and tons of practice, through $3 and $5 drafts, where we might fudge and force a strategy when things look pretty close to even, to test it out, to get versed in something. I'm not saying you can't do that, but for the most part, in general, you do not want to draft a position ever. You're drafting a player. And sometimes that puts your running back 2 or wide receiver 3 in a weak position, and you got to really hit that sleeper really, really well. On the clock here, we've got ETN, Kyron Williams, Neighbors. As you can see, Neighbors has been falling, so I think I'll kick that can down the road and see if he falls, and if he doesn't, no big deal. I'm going to go Igbuka. I tend to, as you guys have seen me, a handful of drafts in a row. First of all, I can't get the one pick for the life of me. I thought maybe on the Jahmyr Gibbs show, I might get lucky and get the one pick, right? Maybe we will on the next one. I thought maybe, just maybe I get it. No, I get 10, 11, 12 almost every single time we do a live stream. It's completely insane. And so you see me draft a couple nights in a row from this 10, I think this exact 10 spot. It was 10 or 11 last night too. Neighbors just went, and that's okay because I got a lot of shares of Neighbors. I don't mind. Lad McConkey went right before my pick, so Lad's gone. this puts me in a real decent spot to be, taking something that maybe I'm probably going to go. I do a lot of this Mike Evans here in the fourth. Buka Evans, AJB, Hampton. Love that combination. And like I said, what I'm doing is brute force drafting this particular build. And because you're going to always have a little different variant from one draft to another because you have a different draft slot slightly, you have different sniping going on, you can't possibly get all the same picks. If you believe in a certain set of players, it's called, and again, coined this last year, or no, 2 years ago, I don't know, but brute force drafting, where you just keep rinsing and repeating a strategy you believe in. And you could say, in some of the scared Scotties, will say, so Smitty, I heard on another channel you shouldn't have more than 7% of any one player because you could have your whole season get tanked. I know what I'm signing up for. Not everybody should brute force draft. And I'm not doing it the entire offseason. I'm doing it in a particular set of time or with a specific tournament or contest. So I could essentially say to myself, in all Chihuahuas, and there's not going to be a lot of them. I'm going to draft probably in like 20 or whatever the max is on this. So it could be 20 Chihuahuas where I literally rinse and repeat the same overall strategy, and I get so many different variants if I'm right on my predictions. If this happens to be a near perfect type of season for the guys that I'm predicting in this particular contest, not across the entire offseason, then guess what? I have more variance than anybody else, and I've got a higher chance of winning the big cash money prize if things go completely right for me, and I've got 27 variants of the same pretty much structured team. This guy started off hot, on fire. Gibbs, Nico, Pickens, and then he just starts the bed. Hardcore, punting, all the other opportunities. I like Burden. I do. McLaurin, they're pretty good receivers, but you could get BTJs and MHJs and guys that can easily, I think, go to bat against Burden and McLaurin later on, and you're really punting opportunity here to get even like a Colston Loveland type of player, the running backs, et cetera, et cetera. We got Bucky and Bayshall. We're getting one of them right here. Man, this is tough. I think I'm going to go Bayshall, the facial Tootin, and set him right next to Omarion Hampton. These are two high-volume players, explosive monsters that combined Hampton and Tootin could get 25-plus touchdowns on the ground. Don't like it? Don't care. Would have loved to see Bucky swing back around. No problem at all. Your boy Smitty doesn't care. We've got a man that we need to draft and take care of business with. Kind of hoping BTJ gets snagged here so I don't get tempted. There he goes. Good. I think this guy from this last slot is the Fantasy Football Show guy anyway. I think he's Ray or whatever his name is. Yeah, I think he's one of ours. So he's just taken off the Fantasy Football Show draft cheat sheet. Anyway, so knew the BTJ was going to go there. Took Drake May. Got him stacked with AJB. We got Hampton. We got Buka. We got Mike Evans. We got Bayshall Tootin. This is a fantastic team that I love and I draft a ton. Let's see here. Slim Reaper is a beast. How many shares you got, Jesse? How many shares? Like, we like him. We like him. No one said we don't like him. We don't like his ADP. His ADP is ridiculous. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Amari, appreciate you dropping the super chat here. Hey, Smitty, dynasty question. I was offered the 1.4 Tyson Price Tate range for my 2026 1.11 in Roma Dunze. Should I hit the button or no? I was offered pick 1.4 Tyson Price Tate range for my 2026 1.11 in Rome. I'd definitely take getting Tyson or Tate, bro. I mean, easy. If it ends up being, though, I mean, if it goes Jeremiah Love, Tate, Tyson, and Price, there's a chance you regret it if Rome becomes the guy that he really showed signs of being last year, and there's a chance he is better than Burden. I think Burden will be better, but it's pretty close. I mean, I think that they want Burden to be the guy, so I think that advantage is in his favor. But Rome is super good, and they could rotate. I would definitely take the chance that you get one of the wide receivers, and if not, I like Jadarian Price still, bro. I love the value. I'm not scared off. There's a lot of negativity around him right now. People are getting scared. They overvalued him. We said not to. We said pump the brakes. So people are running right now. That's fine. That's fine. But give me that rookie pick all day. Not to mention, you can still try and move it up, bro. You can try and wiggle that up. Give up all your seconds that you have to move up one spot. Give up a player and the 1.4 and try and get a Pickens or something. I'm not opposed to moving the pick entirely. Maybe my future 27 and the pick for one player. I'm more apt to go after a JJ doing that or something like that. Get a now player. Get a player I still love very much. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. On the clock here very, very soon. 3 picks away. You can see him over here. DK Metcalf is nice. Harvey's nice. We take Harvey a lot. We take those boys a lot. I figured DK wouldn't fall. Harvey, this is kind of a part of the playbook here that we rinse and repeat with this strategy. And then when it swings back around, I assume this guy is going to snipe a player that we also want to grab and acquire because this guy's drafting from the playbook. Although he may not. We'll see. On our horse. Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Good. Not going to lie. Love Mahomes here. Love Blake Corum here. But we're going to go with our 1,000-yard rusher and midseason monster and really week 1 monster, Kyle Monangai. Bashal Tootin, RJ Harvey, eventually Jonah Coleman with Hampton and Keaton Mitchell, with that 3 wide receivers that we got sitting there with Drake May. Feeling pretty damn good about this. This is looking like a pizza party type of team. Pizza party on Smitty. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Man, I really wanted to get the 1 pick. I don't know what this guy's doing over here. I just don't. I mean, I thought he had a real nice team going after 3 rounds, and then I just think it kind of fell apart. JD5 is a good pick. McLaurin, it's nicely cuffed, but we'll see what he does here at RB. He could impress me. There's some RBs here, like Corum's pretty nice. He could salvage a little bit. Corum just got snagged. Might take Jonathan Brooks here. That would be a good player that could maybe salvage this team and make it look pretty. I just don't think the Burden McLaurin were worth what he's compromising. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many Laporta that I don't like. I don't think that was worth the pick. I think he really had a nice opportunity here. If you don't go RB here, you're really, not drafting a position, but the Pittman, that's a waste of a pick. Pittman. Those are 2 awful selections there. Well, which is good. You always want to see that number. I told you, the number 1 draft slot is an advantage. You want to see that person's, absolutely crap the bed, because now you have a more likely chance of getting out of this group of 12. So that's fantastic. Brooks, good pick. Corum, good pick. This is the Fantasy Football Show member, I think. Nice looking squads. Some of you got some nice squads. Monty was an awful pick in round 4. That's not one of my people. I'd never claim that. Hendy, great selection. Devontae Smith and Monty, probably 2 of the worst picks you can make at that ADP. Oh, but I have Devontae Smith. The Slim Reaper's so good. Smitty, why do you not like Devontae Smith? I love Devontae Smith. This value's trash. Monty, I wouldn't say I love Monty. That value's trash. These are 2 horrible picks here. McBride Bowers, not the smartest move. All right, Kyle Pitts is still there. That ain't bad at all. Let's see here. Let's go Kyle Pitts. Take our tight end. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Loving that. Kyle Pitts, what a pick. I would say what I'm going to do here, but this guy right before me, I don't think this guy on the clock's going to take my guy, but I don't want to spill the beans here. Okay. We'll go Jordan Love. Just kidding. We'll go Bo Nix. Good quarterbacks. Top 7 QB, Bo Nix last year, top 9 the year prior. Does he maybe go to QB 6? Does he keep climbing? Maybe he climbs a little less rapidly, but like maybe one spot or stays the same. It's a good little combo that I got there at QB. Bo Nix and Drake May covering that pretty well. I always like to have a really strong second quarterback. Something happens, you'd hate to have your team just be so good, but it can't maneuver and hang because you don't have a competent backup quarterback. I got a guy that was number 7 last year. I got a guy that was number 9 the year prior. I got a guy that just got handed Waddle, who I'm not super excited about in terms of his consistency, but for what Waddle does for Bo Nix, for what Waddle does for making Sutton better, for what Waddle does for Harvey, the fact that I have Harvey and Bo Nix sidecar cuffed in this particular draft, feeling really, really good about this squad. I've got Hampton. I've got AJB. I've got Emeka Egbuka. Those are 2 top 10 wide receivers, one of which could be top 5. I've got Mike Evans, another top 10 wide receiver in my opinion. I think I have 3 top 10 wide receivers, one of which will be top 5. The other could be top 7 or 8. I've got Tootin and Hampton, maybe arguably quietly the best running back stable duo in this entire draft. You could say McCaffrey and Walker if McCaffrey were to stay healthy. You could say Genty and Achane. That probably is, I would say, the best. I'd say that's better. I like that more. Just barely though. Like if Tootin ends up being as good as I think, but yeah, it's better. I'd be honest. I'd trade Hampton and Tootin for Achane and Genty. But look at what he did. He drafted those 2 really early. I've got AJ Brown. He doesn't have AJ Brown. I got a big advantage given that my running stable is still arguably good, and he doesn't have even close to as good a wide receivers as me. AJB, Boca, Evans, he's got Ladd, who I like, Watson, Jordan Tyson, some good upside. I got Drake May, he's got Herbert. I've got Kyle Pitts. He doesn't even have a tight end yet. So I definitely feel like, some of these teams that look like they're pretty good and can hang, my team is probably in better shape to make it out of this grouping of 12. And be one of the top 2 teams coming out of weeks 1 through 14, which is really the only goal you should have when you're doing a best ball draft like this, is focus on the fact that you're never playing everybody. You got to think of it in a different context. I'm going to go Keaton Mitchell. Last time I got screwed out of Keaton Mitchell, and I don't want that to happen this time. So we're going to take Keaton Mitchell. We're going to do it live. Keaton Mitchell to the moon. Hampton, Keaton Mitchell, Tootin, Harvey, Manungai. Love the running back stable. We've done this like hero RB approach, and it's not true hero. It's like a hero light because we got back into running back in round 5 with Tootin. But I love this hero RB approach. It's looking good. Let's go Jonah Coleman. We don't want to screw this up. We don't want to screw it up. So running backs are pretty good. Hampton, Keaton, Tootin, Harvey, Coleman, Manungai. Mitchell, cuffed to Hampton. I still have just the 3 wide receivers, but my thinking here. I look at these guys. I love Michael Wilson. I don't care that much for Pearsall, Golden, Myers, Dobbs. I like Casey Concepcion, but he's a rookie. Shakir, Diggs and Wandell are pretty good. Those are like 2 wide receivers, and Coker. Really only 3 wide receivers have gone in the last 4 rounds that I'm even contemplating. And so this is kind of like a weird wide receiver zone that lets me stack other positions because I just don't care about the wide receivers in this territory. And I don't care that people say things like, oh, you don't have any wide receivers. I don't care because I'll swing back in and get what I need in just a minute. And the players that I take in rounds 13, 14, 15 at wide receiver, I believe will hang with all the wide receivers you see getting taken, except for maybe Wandell, Diggs, Michael Wilson, and maybe Coker. The guys I take could still hang. They could still hang with those guys. It's a dry wide receiver zone that people still continue to draft wide receiver in, thank God, so that the other guys, can stay and remain low. So looking really, really good so far. I definitely can smash wide receiver. Not every pick, but in a lot of the picks upcoming. And the wide receivers I love are still down there a ways, so this is a really good spot to be in. One in particular that I usually draft is down there quite a ways. Don't think he'll make it to my next set of picks, so I'll have to take him in one of these two picks coming up. But I'm not married to the idea that it has to be wide receiver here. It depends on who falls. Hence, best player available. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Look at it. Look at it. Man, there's a player I want so bad right here. I know he's going to take him. Damn you. That guy's sniping. I know he is. I know he is. He has to be. I really like Isaac Tesla this year. He's really crafty. And while there might be like a lull before he emerges, or, you know, this might not go exactly the way we want it early on, or maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, there's a real opportunity for Tesla to get more usage. They keep talking him up. He's a fantastic grab, as is Antonio Williams, who I believe will eventually look like the part, at least by the last third of the season. And I just think it's a really nice snag. I think Antonio Williams could play as well as Diggs or Wandell, or I like Coker more. I'd trade Antonio Williams for Coker in a heartbeat. I'm just being honest and truthful with what I like in the last 4 or 5 rounds over the wide receiver I grabbed. But I think Antonio Williams is huge upside. And you got to remember that he played the Deebo Samuel role kind of in college. And so he was responsible, one of the best in the nation at the catch point. And he was responsible in many ways of handling all the work that was at or behind the line of scrimmage, similar to Deebo Samuel. And even though Deebo Samuel was injured last year, JD5 was injured, the entire team fell apart. Surprisingly enough, Deebo Samuel still was the #1 wide receiver in the league last year in yards accumulated from catches that were caught from behind the line of scrimmage. And so when Antonio Williams is hand selected to replace Deebo, they don't have interest in going back and getting Deebo. You know the intention is to use Antonio Williams right away and to use him behind the line of scrimmage, which guarantees him a big handful of work that's just compartmentalized and waiting for him, because no one else can do that work. No one else can fill the shoes of Deebo Samuel, but a player proven to do it at the college level. So not only do I think he gets thrown to the fire and learns things really quick, he's really the only one that's equipped enough to handle the role. So really excited about what Antonio Williams can bring to the table. Now with rookies, you always have a little bit of a risk that they don't develop like you think. Keep in mind, like Thornton in LV, the rookie receivers in New England, and just never getting Kyle Williams going and thinking that he was going to be one of those guys. It happens, man. It happens all the time. You can't put any value, in any sort of guarantee. Oh God. We're on the clock here. Let's go with Gunnar Helm, just because I'm about to time out. So Gunnar Helm. Wide receivers I'm still tempted to take Ayuk. I don't know why. I still think there's a chance that he finds his way, to a point where it's Antonio Williams and Ayuk being cuffed together. I've been fading him and not taking him, but I'm not going to lie. There's still a temptation there to grab him. Let's go with Jacoby Brissett, another quarterback. So I have a third quarterback. The bye weeks are all different, 11, 10, 14. My tight ends have different bye weeks. Gunnar Helm and Pitts have 11 and 9. My wide receivers, AJB, Ibuka, and Evans, all 3 have different bye weeks. Tesla, different bye week. And Antonio Williams, different bye week. None of my receivers share the same bye week. So very well-built team. Bashal, Tootin, and Hampton do share the same bye week, but I have RJ Harvey and Jonah Coleman with a different bye week, along with so essentially Hampton and Tootin need to start when bye week 10 is there, and then when bye week 7 is there, I'm gonna need Harvey, Manungai, and Coleman. Yeah, it should be all right. I might take another running back potentially, but Love the team so far. I don't think we've misstepped anything. Haven't been sniped really on anything important or vital. I love the cuffs that we got. Hampton with Keaton Mitchell. I could still grab Vidal if I want. Might be the other running back that I take. I don't care. The bye weeks seem to line up pretty well. I like Kalen Black a lot. I like Jaden Blue a lot. Halani a little bit. Claiborne I like a lot. Vidal seems to be just the smart pick. Kalen Black's the high upside, high reward move. Could potentially with the 2 picks left, I have to go wide receiver, I think, with one of them. And I could go back up tight end. But I think I might snag one of the RBs. I might just take Vidal. So Vidal and then maybe another wide receiver. Wide receiver, I'm thinking... Who thinks we still should go Ayuk or no? He's so fun to do live streams on and say he's not doing this or not doing that, but then it is the NFL. You know, it is the NFL. Someone's going to take a shot on him. You just know he's probably got someone's going to give him some incentive-based deal. Guys, vote. Ayuk? I have Antonio Williams in case that happens. Vote on it. Vote on it. Let's go with let's just do it in case. We'll do it live. The other wide receiver, this might make me want to take another one just because he might not work out. I love Malachi Fields. I think Fields is fantastic. He's a great player. I think Surratt's okay. Let's go with Vidal. That Antonio Williams Ayuk is going to be pretty secure. Like one is going to thrive, and if Ayuk, ends up going. Ayuk ends up going somewhere else, and I got the best of both worlds. And if he ends up going nowhere, then Antonio Williams is going to be very safe. So, Smurf, thank you for becoming a member, bro. Appreciate you. It's gonna be it seems like it's gonna be a little bit of a quiet week as people ramp up for the madness that's gonna ensue. It seemed a little. Doesn't it feel like the calm before the storm this week? All right. Anybody drops the $20 super chat, we'll do another draft. And if you want to be on the phone line to get in on the draft, you can dial in to make sure we're clicking at the same time because there's like a 5 to 10 second YouTube delay at this point. And you can choose which one. You can choose Superflex if you want, if they're whatever you want. So dial in and drop it if you want to do a draft. It's a good team. I like this team a lot. AJB, Igbuka, Mike Evans, Hampton, Tootin, Drake May, Harvey, Manungai, Pitts, Nix, Mitchell, Coleman, Tesla. I like the squad a lot. You got to take some risks somewhere too, You go a little light at wide receiver, you're banking on having no big injuries. You know what happens. You do $20, do another draft. Pony dropping a $20 super chat. Pony dial in so you can get into this draft. Pony doing it. Doing work.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Pony, appreciate you, my guy. I'll wait for you to dial in. You don't have to stay on the phone line either if you don't want to. but this will allow you to get into the draft. If you want to just try and time it, we can do that too if you're busy, if you're working or whatever. I don't need to draft those, sir. Damn, Pony doesn't want to be on the phone. I didn't read the message yet. Okay, Pony. Pony says doesn't need to be on the phone. Let's Pony, you're free to dial in though. So we got the German Shepherd but Superflex $5. Does everybody want to do that, or do you want to do the Chihuahua again? Let's get a vote in the chat. The German Shepherd but Superflex, or do we do the Chihuahua? Superflex could be fun. That's when I'm gonna get the 1 or 2 pick. I can't seem to get the 1 or 2 pick on the damn live streams. And then now when I could get a chance to get Gibbs, I won't be able to do it. Chilling at work for 4 hours. Pony, appreciate you very much for the $20 super chat, bro. Chihuahua, Superflex. Superflex. Okay, we got 2 votes for a Superflex. We got 1 vote for a Chihuahua. Hit me with it. Chihuahua, almost closed. Let's do that. That's 2 to 2. 2 to 2. Taco Bell. Sounds kind of good right now. Superflex is crazy. That's not a vote, so I don't know what you're saying there. Got a Superflex vote. So now we're 3-1 Superflex. We got a Chihuahua. We got a Superflex vote. So we're like 5-4 in favor of Superflex. Keep it coming. Okay, I think it's going to be... All right, let's get into a Superflex. German Shepherd, but Superflex. We're going to click it. I've got it up. Promo code Smitty. I haven't clicked it yet. Don't get crazy on me and start clicking. I got it pulled up. Let me just go ahead and drop the link in the live chat. There's the link. The link's already pinned. Okay. I'm going to let everybody sign up. Hurry up. Click the link. Do it live. Or if you miss it, just sign up anyways in case we do another one, or so you're ready for the next. Okay. So we got this up. I haven't hit it yet. We're going to count it down. Don't get all ahead of the game here. Now, some of you were clicking and you got like 3 drafts. You're going to have to do it once now. All right. We're going to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7. Now, there's a little bit of a delay. 6. So I'm going to wait 3 seconds before I hit it, even though I say hit it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. There's a little YouTube delay. We're all hitting it at the same time now. Drafting soon. Looks like I was the last one to... I waited a little too long. But I'm sure a few of you are sitting in this thing right now. So let me pull this draft up and find it real quickly. If you didn't get in to the one we're doing, you'll have a great time anyway. Don't fret. Don't get upset. Let me see who's in here. Who did I join? AMC, you made it in. Miles, you made it in. Of course, I'm at the 12 pick. Jeez, man. I got to get a hold of them and ask them what in the hell is going on. Does someone put like something on the... Hey, Smitty, give Smitty the 11, 10, 11, 12 every time. Did I piss somebody off? The theater's in the chat again. We got about 5 of you buddies in here. AMC's in here. Ant's in here. Perry's in here. Rhino's in here. Actually, we got about 9 of you. 9 out of 12 I recognize. But it probably is all 12. All right, let's put it up on screen here. Ridiculous to get the 12 pick. Come on, man. I mean, seriously. It's ridiculous. Josh Allen, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan. Superflex is fun, though. Shelly, Simi Valley, and everybody, the usual suspects over on Rumble. Rumble's been a little quiet the last couple of days. I think everybody's gearing up for a long long end of the off season until September. It's going to be crazy up in this mug, so start buckling up, getting ready. This is kind of a... I don't know what I'm going to do here at this pick. It's just a really tough spot to be in. It really is. And everybody wants to grab these players that are, I mean, like, I could get, I'm going to try something different from the spot with all the snagging of players. I'm just going to take the best player available. Let's go balance with JSN and Genty here. Not my usual approach, but I mean, look at all the QBs getting ripped off. So, gonna go ahead and take this and see what happens. But and you know, everyone's gonna want to get their RBs and wide receivers. I mean, it's even when you get like one QB and you see it, you just sitting there looking at St. Brown like right now, and it's like, how do you not take him? You know, you're looking at JT, James Cook, CeeDee Lamb, JJ, all these players. This is a super flex pony. Goff. I just can't get myself to draft players like Goff, you know, as my second drafted player. I just can't do it. There's no way I'm drafting a Goff and it's even hard to take Dak. You know, I love Dak. I do. But we'll go ahead and see what happens. Draft Zach Wilson, sure. Why not? He deserves some love too.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I definitely don't mind Dak, Shelly. It's not that I don't. I like him a lot. I just don't. I can't get myself to make him my first or second drafted player is all. You know, unless I was like down at the end right here and I could take him and then stack him, you know. We might get a couple of these other... might get a couple of these other non-quarterbacks to fall as everybody scoops up. I might be going double non-QB again. You were live. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Saskatchewan.
What's up?
I am looking at your live right now. Why is Jared Allen number one? I'm so confused. Like, what's going on there?
Have you you've really not drafted in a Superflex? We've been saying it the whole time. It's a Superflex draft.
All right. One last question. What's your favorite team?
Well, I mean, I Cardinals and Bills are my teams from, you know, where my family comes from and derives from. So Buffalo and the Cards, but
so personally, would you draft Jared Allen first?
Jared Allen? You mean Josh Allen?
Josh Allen, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Would I draft him first overall in a Superflex? Absolutely.
Why?
Have you? I don't think you know what Superflex is.
I don't.
Yeah, it's where you start two quarterbacks.
Two quarterbacks.
All right,
okay,
hey,
but it had to be Herbert?
I got a draft. I can't. No offense, but call back in when we'll go over that later. If you don't know what a Superflex is by now, just try doing a draft. You draft two quarterbacks, my boy. Two quarterbacks. You do it live. Man, this is tough. You guys definitely left nobody. Everyone knew. Let's go. Boy, I guess I'll go Tyler Shuck here. I'll go Tyler Shuck, and I don't know what I'm going to do here. Do I just take Brock Bowers at this point? I mean, I guess I go Malik Willis. This is awful. These guys could score pretty well in Superflex, to be honest, but that's crazy. The thing about it is all these ADPs, whenever I draft my own people, they look at what I'm doing and then they take the players that I need. Because a lot of these guys had ADPs that were a little further down. But I don't mind Shuck and Willis. They're pretty decent. Part of me wanted to go Brock Bowers. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's not my favorite spot, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm sorry to hang up on you, Sasquatch, or whatever your name is. I just couldn't go over that right now while I'm in the middle of a draft. Superflex is you draft 2 quarterbacks mandatory. And you asked me, would you really take Josh Allen 1? Who else would you take 1 if quarterbacks were the most valuable by a landslide? Like, who else would you take 1? He's the number 1 quarterback. He goes in the 3rd round in a 1 QB. So when in a Superflex, when a lot of people are starting 2 quarterbacks, you really can't win if you don't have 2 quarterbacks. Who else would go 1? I'm just confused. We got, let's go over these teams. Josh Allen, Dart, and Lamb. It's good. Yeah, real advantage having an early pick in Superflex. Gibbs, St. Brown, Bo Nix. Bijan, Purdy, Cook, and Darnold. Lamar Jackson, McCaffrey, Henry, London. It's good. JD5, Caleb, Barkley, Cam Ward. I don't like going Cam Ward as the 3rd when you already have those 2 great quarterbacks, but in Superflex. May, Stafford, Hampton, A.J. Brown. That's probably the best start for sure. That's such a good spot there in the middle of the draft. Nice job. Burrow, Goff, Murray, Williams. I think that got botched. Chase, Taylor, J.J. Walker. No quarterbacks yet. It's ballsy, bro. It's ballsy. I was tempted to do it, but they're not going to let you have anybody. Like, you're kind of cooked. You know, Chase, Taylor, Jefferson, and Walker is good, but you're pretty much cooked because everybody snagged all the quarterbacks. Puka Nacua, Mahomes, Achane, Love, Herbert, T. Law, Baker, Love. Some of you guys went overboard on the quarterbacks. I don't know, to prevent me from getting one or whatever, but it didn't really help your situation. I mean, having 3 quarterbacks is nice, but I think you're missing on some major talent by doing that. Herbert, T-Law, Baker, Love, it would have been, Baker's good, but I think I would have rolled with those 2 QBs you had and just grab another Achane or JJ or something to go with that. Hurts, Dak, Chase Brown, and Bowers. Yeah, you know, looking back, I think I would have done it different. I think I would have, I don't know. It's hard to say because I'm drafting with you snipers. You know, like, if I tried this in another draft, I think it'd look all right. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm going to go... I'm going to time out here, so... hang tight, my man. Hang tight 1 second. I'll be right with you. Let's go with JSN. I'll go Mike Evans here. So Ibuka, Mike Evans, JSN, Genty, Shuck, and Willis. I don't like my team. I'll be honest. It's okay, but I don't like it. It didn't fall right. It was fun to try, but it did not fall right. Sometimes it doesn't fall right. It just doesn't. You like Team 3? I don't know why. It has no wide receivers. You're live. Who's this? What's your name?
Hey, Smitty, it's Eric. I call you from time to time, but I wanted to pick your brain on some of these teams that really don't have a top wideout, like the Dolphins or the Raiders or the Browns. Who do you think is going to break out on like the Browns, the Raiders, the Dolphins? Like if you were to have a pick, or who do you think is going to break? I like Jack Besh personally, or Jack. I can't even pronounce his name right now on the Raiders. But like, who do you think is going to break out on some of these teams that don't really have a number one wideout?
In the case of the Raiders and the Dolphins, I think it's going to be an oversaturation of things that are already there that are working. Brock Bowers, Genty. I think it's just going to be like a rotation. I'm not big on Besh. I think Besh he didn't prove enough to me to just be sitting there in the forefront now. So I would say wait on that one. In Miami, it'll be Chris Bell eventually when he's on the field, but I think they just feed the hell out of Achane. And in Cleveland, I don't know, man. I think it might just be a mess. I want it to be Casey Concepcion. I think he's the most talented, but it's very possible that Bond, who's coming on strong now, I think it's just more Fannin. You know, Fannin is consistent, gets his compartmentalized targets, and then the other guys rotate. I think all three situations are just big avoids. Take Bowers, take Achane, take Fannin, take what you know, and avoid everything else. I think you're looking for a diamond in a land that does not have diamonds.
Correct.
You know, go somewhere more plentiful.
See, I'm in an auction league where at the end of the auction you can get a player for $1 and franchise them for a year, and then the salary doubles and so on every year. But like, I'm looking for some dark horses. Like
well, those aren't it. Those aren't the teams to go looking, bro. Give me another group or list of like 10 names.
Of like rookies or just
I don't know, just to rank. I mean, if you're talking that late, I mean, I could tell you, Jonah Coleman at running back, Tank Bigsby's nice. I think Emmett Johnson at running back, Antonio Williams, the receiver for the Washington Commanders, Tesla in Detroit. It's a potent offense. I like Malachi Fields in New York, especially if you had neighbors or something. I love Brazel in Carolina. Those are all better options. All right, hold on one second, my boy. Hold on one second, my boy. Let me just draft here real quickly. Okay, Jahmyr Williams. It is getting tough sledding here. I guess I'll go Tyler Warren because I'm running out of time. And I'll grab BTJ. So JSN, Genty, Tyler Shuck Willis sucks, but they're good. They're good players. I'd love to have any one of them as my QB2, but everybody just sniped the hell out of me. Just completely didn't. It's almost like somebody didn't try and draft a team. You just wanted to snipe, which is weird. Egbuka, Evans, Warren, and BTJ. And I say that because the ADPs don't match. It's not just it's not just like I'm saying it. I'm saying it because like Baker Mayfield had I want to say his ADP was really a lot further down. And you're just grabbing three of them. And I like your team still. Your team, Herbert, T-Law, Baker, Love, Neighbors, McConkey is still shaping up pretty nicely. But I've got JSN, Buka, Evans, BTJ. I got Tyler Warren. I've got Genty, and then I've got the two QBs. It's not a bad team. It's just not my favorite. I'm sorry, bro. What else did you have?
Oh, nothing. I was just picking your brain about some rookies and some guys you think might break out this year. Because last year you said, was it the Triple H Associates or something like that? Mm-hmm. I was listening to those guys were like, you're drafting all these rookies. It actually worked out pretty good, though.
Well, I mean,
like, McMillan and Harvey. You don't think Harvey's going to take the job? You think they'll give it to Coleman?
Well, I think you just want to cuff it. You just want to cuff it. It's a good cuff. Good situation. Real good situation.
Yeah.
But be sure to go after like guys on good offenses, bro. Like you picked 3 of the worst situations. They're horrible. They're not great offenses.
Right.
You're
But
trying
if-
to find
if the quarterbacks are throwing for like 3,000 yards or something. Somebody's gonna have 1,000 yards.
right, but will it be
Probably a wide receiver.
Chris Bell? Just draft Chris Bell and wait on it.
Okay.
Douglas is okay. He's kind of a decent, I guess, shot in the dark, but I don't know. Brazel, Malachi Fields, Antonio Williams. Those are the best rookies to maybe go after in the context you're talking.
And then running backs. What do you think for running backs?
Claiborne's really nice. Kalen Black and Jordan James together, even though Jordan James isn't a rookie, but combining them together, those are good ones. All right, my boy. Appreciate you. Later.
All right. Thank you for the heads.
Yep. Sorry. Manungai just got snagged, and let's see here. Boy. There is not a lot left, ladies and gentlemen. There is not a lot left. Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't have a second running back yet. Go with Jonathan Brooks, I suppose. And I'm just banking on these 2 QBs. I can't play I can't play any other game. I just got to stack everything that I can around these 2 guys, hope they both stay healthy, and let it ride. Maybe the combination of JSN, Buka, Evans, BTJ, Harrison, Jonathan Brooks, Genty, Tyler Warren, somehow, it's a really good surrounding supporting cast for Tyler Shuck and Malik Willis. Both are, running quarterbacks. Running quarterbacks tend to be top 12 quarterbacks. Who actually likes the team? It's not it's not the best quarterback situation, that's for sure, but it's kind of unique. Got a lot of talent. I don't know. A lot of teams have a lot of talent, but I think it's pretty decent. I just hate this draft slot. This draft slot's horrible. Drafting from the 11, 12, 10 from in Superflex is like a death sentence, man. It's awful. You have to have the right players fall, and they just did not fall at all. At all. Yeah, we might do another draft if someone drops another 20 super chat somewhere. Let me just see how fast we get through this, because it's about a 20 or about a 30-minute endeavor. But yes, I think another draft might be in the cards.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Another draft might be in the cards. Let's see. DJ, long time no talk, pal.
Maybe out of sight, but never out of mind, Smitty.
What's
Best
up,
show on the planet. What's
Thanks.
up, Squad?
What's up, my boy?
Listen, man, this Superflex, which I'm only in one league, and it's a redraft. And, kudos to you, because it's a challenge. And what it says to me in this draft, man, is that you have to grab a QB.
Hold on one second, my man. Just mute yourself so we don't hear any background noise. Be right with you.
Okay. Hold on.
Go ahead.
And I'm learning this, man. So, I appreciate it, because even though you have JSN and Genty, which I think in single quarterback or, the other, majority of the best ball leagues, that quarterback value is like so, very, very important, man.
It is important. If I could go back, let's reverse engineer it. if I was to go back, hold on, I'm on the clock again. Man. I was going to time out. I just took Isaiah Likely. I didn't even want to take him. I'll take Keaton Mitchell here, I guess. I need an RB. So I went Likely and Mitchell. If I could go back, I mean, I just missed Jalen Hurts. I would have taken Hurts. If I would have taken, let's say I'd taken Dak and T. Law, then I would have had Bowers and Jeremiah Love, or A.J. Brown and Bowers. In retrospect, I should have done that. I wish I would have done that. I think the important lesson from this draft, even for me, because I sometimes I'm like anybody else. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. You sometimes get caught up in, I can't let these good elite players slip past me when I don't feel as comfortable with the QBs. Like I should have taken Mahomes and Dak, let's say. That's probably what I would have done. I like T-Law, but I should have taken Mahomes and Dak. And then I could have still had A.J. Brown and Bowers, which would have been, honestly, probably just as good as JSN and Genty in a way. And I would have had the better quarterbacks because of it. So, honestly, that's where the mistake was made. If I could go back and redo it, that's what I would have done. I made a mistake.
Well, no, I mean, I appreciate it because, even though you think you're losing, we're winning, man, and it just emphasizes that. Because, look, it seems like the actual draft starts in, like, maybe round 3, right?
Yeah, that's the way Superflex really kind of feels.
Because, I mean, just look at the players in terms of that value, But good stuff.
Yeah, and I think
like I said, I'm only in one redraft Superflex league, so I'm still learning that, and I'm like you, man. I probably would have did like the same thing. So but stuff, man. We learn, man.
The other thing though is I wouldn't call it like a total mistake on my part, just because I regret it. Like when I reverse engineer it, I regret it. But I truly believe, if I had gone quarterback, I almost promise you, because it's just the way that the drafts with me go. People they see what I'm doing, and they'll try and snipe it for whatever reason. If I would have went quarterback, I promise you we would have seen a few more non-QBs go before we got back to my back-to-backs here. But because Baker went early. What?
When you say quarterback, do you mean after JSN?
Well, what I'm saying is because I went JSN Genty, more quarterbacks went than normal because.
No, I'm clear on that.
Yeah,
but when you're just saying in terms of if you went quarterback, where would you say you would have done that at my Genty or JSN?
No, if I would have went quarterback to start it instead of JSN and Genty,
I get you.
I promise you that more non-quarterbacks would have went, because I was about to pick those back-to-back non-quarterbacks. So it's hard to say, like, if I was in a normal draft without my own people, I probably would have seen the right quarterback fall to me, or at least one of them. So it's a mistake, but at the end of the day, I still think it would have been a lot better. But doesn't matter. The team doesn't feel it still feels good, but it's banking on Shuck and Willis, and that's not like the easiest thing to close your eyes and hope for everything to go well.
Well, when you went Willis, go ahead. You're on the clock.
I'm just gonna grab a couple QBs. I took Fields and Mac Jones. I don't know if I'll get anything out of that. Those are two really good backups though in the league. Maybe Fields. I hope not. I hope he doesn't get any run, but he might get some like work though. Some weird like Taysom Hill work. Who knows? Go ahead, DJ. Let me go to this other caller, DJ.
Let me go
to this other caller real quick.
All
right. All right, other caller, go ahead. Keep your background noise down, please, and then go ahead.
Yeah. So me and my buddy have been having a debate for a while. He wants to know who has a better receiving core and quarterback between Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers.
As hard as it is to admit this, because everyone, I'm not like the biggest Caleb fan, but Caleb blows love out of the water. And on top of that, the receiving core in Chicago, just Loveland, Burden, and Dunze is by far better than the Green Bay doesn't stand a chance in this debate, bro.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
I appreciate your call or your answer. Thank you.
Appreciate your call.
Have a good one.
Later. And I shouldn't say I regret that. Like, I love Ben Johnson. Pony, thank you for the super chat. Pony says $20 super chat. We're doing another draft.
Alert.
He says
Super chat alert.
I can't imagine thinking that the Green Bay Packers have a better situation. Like, even their running attack, like for hey Sasquatch or whatever the hell your name is, tell your buddy even the running attack is not as good. Like, Monangai is going to be better than Jacobs this year. Monangai will outscore Josh Jacobs this year. All right, go ahead, DJ. What else you got? Got this.
Yeah. Not much, man. Just like watching the show. Pretty organic. It's good stuff, man.
I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, you know what? Yeah, question. In terms of Brooks in Carolina's value, sticking to best ball. Is he going before? Oh gosh.
Cuba?
My guy in Denver, Coleman. In Denver. My gosh, the cuff.
Yes, he's going way earlier. Way earlier. Coleman goes about 140, 150, so about round 13. And Brooks goes in 9 to 10 round territory. So they're about 4 rounds apart.
Wow. So is that more being one that he might be more of a cup to Harvey than Brooks maybe just taking over the job? Is that what that is?
ADP doesn't necessarily mean that something is going to go, you know what I mean? Like, it could go a different way. Let me just take Debo here. And I guess I'll take Antonio Williams here. ADP doesn't necessarily, dictate anything. But I would say in general, Brooks will get a shot before Coleman. But that doesn't mean Coleman can't be better.
Right. It's just in terms of just and maybe better value in terms of drafting. Do you think that, of course, if you already have Harvey, right, you would hope to be able to cuff him, Coleman to him. But do you think that there might be better value in Coleman in terms of where he's going at? At the current, not to say they're going to be better, but just
I think they're pretty close, bro. I think they're pretty close.
Yeah. Fair enough. I was thinking the same thing. It's just, Brooks' value is just, skyrocketed. And it might even go up, even more. Yeah, man. That's it. That's on the plan.
All right. Thank you, DJ. Later, bro. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna circle on out of this one and go start this new one. You could part of it is I don't even want to look at my team anymore. These quarterbacks suck. They're good super flex second quarterbacks, but my team's pretty deep though. Like, wouldn't it be crazy if this team won? If Shuck and Willis are both top 15 quarterbacks, maybe it can win. JSN, Genty, Shuck, Willis, Egbuka, Evans, Tyler Warren, BTJ, Brooks, MHJ, Likely, Mitchell, Mac Jones and Fields, just a swing at something. Debo Samuel, Antonio Williams. I mean, it's possible. I mean, something could happen from this. This team could figure it out. If one of these QBs is amazing. Let me just go through some of the teams real quick before we get out of this draft. Josh Allen, Dart, Lamb, McBride, Etienne, Brissett, Tootin, Harvey. Good team, DK. Well, very nice team. Very nice team from the one pick. You didn't screw it up at all. Miles, that's great. I'd say top 5. Gibbs, St. Brown, Bo, Nix, Daniel Jones, Pickens, Swift, Henderson. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's really good. Is it the best team? Maybe top 5 or 6. Rhino, Perry. Don't mind your receivers given how long you waited, but I don't know that you're going to beat some of these other teams out with Olave, Higgins, and Pierce. But I like your team. It's got some upside. You know, Purdy and Darnold, I don't know that that's that much better than Shuck and Willis, so we're kind of in the same boat. And then I'm on the clock here. Let me go down here. Let's roll with I'll take 2 swings at Jordan James and Kalen Black. Just get that running back stable going. Kickstart it. Lamar, McCaffrey, Henry, London, Collins, a very good team. Mendoza's really crafty. I like it. It's a good squad. Flowers. So London, Nico Collins, Flowers, McCaffrey, Henry. Obviously, everything banks on you'll be one of the top 2 that advance out if McCaffrey and Henry ball the hell out and Lamar stays healthy. And London stays healthy. And Nico stays healthy. But you got a lot of injury risk. Jaden Daniels, Caleb, Barkley, Ward, Hall, Loveland, McLaurin. I don't like the receivers. I think, buddy, that's where it got screwed up. Drake May, Stafford, Hampton, A.J. Brown, Rice, Rogers, Bucky, Adunze. Great team. Gainwell. Really, really good team. Probably the best team here, I think. What a gift. That 6th pick, not saying you didn't earn it, but that 6th pick is beautiful. Burrow, Goff, Kyler, Adams, Moore. Yeah, it's good. Chase, Taylor, JJ, Walker, Stroud, Young. Your quarterbacks are worse than mine. McMillan, no thanks. Nakua, Mahomes, Achane, Love, Jacobs, Geno, Garrett Wilson. Yeah, you did pretty good with this team. I don't love Geno. I don't love Love, but I think Mahomes is good. You should have grabbed Fields. Herbert, Lawrence, Mayfield, Love, Neighbors, McConkey. You know, your team really shaped up nicely. You're a top 4 team. Even though I don't like that Baker pick that you did just to spite me, it's still a good team. You did really good. Hurts, Dak Prescott, Chase Brown, Bowers, Devontae Smith, Monty Burden. Decent. Bad team? No. Good. And then my team, JSN, Genty, Shuck, Willis. Egbuka, Evans, Warren, BTJ. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My team's intriguing, that's for sure. Even if it wasn't my team and I was looking at it, I'd probably say something like, it's intriguing. You know, like Shuck and Willis are kind of intriguing. They run so much, they're almost guaranteed to be considered top 12 running back or top 12 quarterbacks. So if I was to get like 9 and 12 out of that somehow because Shuck runs, because Willis runs, I don't know. It's kind of like an intriguing team. I mean, JSN, Egbuka, Evans, BTJ, MHJ is pretty wild wide receiver room. Genty, Jonathan Brooks, Keith Mitchell. I mean, who knows? I would say it's not a top team, though. You know, definitely not a top team. I'll just wait till my back-to-backs and then I'll get out of here and go to the next draft. We'll jump into one. I'll do a countdown, so don't click into it yet, but we'll definitely do a normal non-Superflex draft. Dynasty topic. Anybody can drop a dynasty topic, John, during the extender time frame. So just come up with a dynasty topic. Quarterbacks. Not much around there, broskies. There's not much left at all. I'll go Mill Road just in case. Should I go Bajent? Let's go Bajan. Let's take something outlierish. Bajan gets in there and goes crazy. You imagine? You imagine winning this Superflex with Bajan and Milrow? Why not? Why can't it be? Why can't it be Bajan and Milrow? Tell me why. Give me one good reason why. And don't say Caleb, because Caleb is not the reason. Okay, so I'm backing out of this bad boy. We're going to go to the Chihuahua. I'm not clicking it yet, but I've got it up on my phone. How do we do this? If anybody's wondering, Underdog promo code Smitty. The link is pinned in the live chat. The link is in the description of the video as well. Code Smitty gets it done as well. Underdog, play Underdog. They'll match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000 in bonus credit. So if you drop $10, the minimum, they'll give you $5. You drop $100, they'll give you $50 in bonus credit. You drop $200, they'll give you $100. You drop $1,000, they'll give you $500. You drop $2,000, they'll give you $1,000. All the way up to $1,000 in bonus credit, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the Chihuahua. We'll count down in 10 and hit the green button. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click it. I'll wait just a couple seconds to make sure we're all kind of synced up. And it should fill really quickly. And you'll know you're in the right draft if I'm at the later part of the draft. Just because they won't give me a top. I got the 8, but they will not give me on a live stream a top 5 pick. 8's better than 12, but goodness gracious, we can't get anything better than that. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely lunacy. Just straight lunacy. I can't get like on this side of the board. I just can't. I don't know why. What did I do? What did I do to the app? What did I do to the app? Number 1 pick is on the clock. Jahmyr Gibbs. 2 is probably going to be Bajan. 3, Jamar. I'm assuming. Puka. Okay, I see you. Number 4 has got to be Jamar Chase. I'd almost bet my pinky toe. Thanks for the 12 picks as the realist. All right, this one probably going to be, I mean, it's either McCaffrey or JSN probably, I imagine. Or, I don't know, JT's good pick too. There you go, JT. That's a good pick. JT was the number 1 running back in the league last year. Until Danny Dimes became Danny Sack of Nickels. Let's go with Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. Please report to the center stage. This is where it could go RB for some days on in. Now, this is an interesting spot if I was to try and go wide receiver, because it's an absolute trap at 12 and 11 and kind of 10. But can you get the running back you want by shifting a little bit toward the middle? We could try it again, but I just don't know if I want to ruin another draft. It's fun trying them out for you guys, but I do like having some victorious drafting sessions too with you, so I don't feel so bad about my draft. But we got a lot of, if AJB fell, I would contemplate it. I wonder if he won't, because we're drafting with our community. His ADP is very, very, very much below my draft slot, but we're drafting in Snipe City, might I remind you. Like AJB's ADP is 18, which is right here. It's 18, 19, but probably has a strong shot at going. But I would take him, I think. Saquon here. I don't mind going Jeremiah Love if I want to go RB, if I want to somewhat, force the balance, I could do that. I could go Chase Brown. I could go AJB here. 32 overall. We're talking about RBs like Etienne and Kyron being probably gone. So let's go with good old. Let's go Chase Brown here. JJ Chase Brown, do it live. Walk out with some balance. Walk out without any care in the world. Chase Brown. Chase Brown. Oh yeah. Chase Brown. Touchdown. You hear that sound? It's Chase Brown. Chase Brown, 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 Chase Brown.
Honey, what is that awful sound? Ma, that's Chase Brown. Ma, you got my Hot Pocket ready yet? Where are the batteries for my Game Boy?
Chase Brown. Chase Brown. Yep. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. Pony. Everybody thank Pony for the extended. Pony, appreciate you, my boy, dropping those $20 super chats. Everybody thank Pony because we wouldn't be doing another draft if it weren't for Pony. Pony dropping the wads tonight. The Bijan song, here. Where's my Bijan clip when I need it?
Get Bijan.
Golden, my boy. Appreciate you. Or Pony, my boy. Someone says stay golden, Pony, and I. Red golden. Pony, my boy. Thanks, Pony. Pony, what type of work are you done with are you done working? You said you were at work. Are you done working? And actually, Pony, let's put you on that.
Get Bijan.
Let's put. Oh, I'm on the clock.
Get Bijan.
Pony, I put you up on the board, my boy. Appreciate you up on the Bijan. Thank you. No, I said I work in 4 hours. Oh, you work in 4 hours. I thought you said you were still working for 4 hours, so you needed something to do. My boy's got to work in 3 hours, and he's watching this live stream right now. Pony. I appreciate you. That is the worst when you're in between. You're like, do I sleep 3 hours or do I not? You always regret not taking the 3 though. So Pony, why don't you just put us in an ear pod and just kind of fall into the dark night, take a little cat nap. Probably be better off with 3 hours than none. But you can listen to the show in the background, right? All right, I got JJ, Chase Brown, and Josh Allen. I couldn't resist that third round value with Josh Allen. I like the neighbors value too, but there's so much other value on the board still. that I didn't mind passing on that. And then we head in the direction of, man, let's go. I can't pass on Mike Evans here. JJ, Chase Brown, Josh Allen, Mike Evans. Nice. Kind of hungry now. Let's see here. Them last two picks really saved my 12 position. Normally, I'd be hoping Tootin fell to the 11, but I know that is not happening. The 11? What do you mean the 11, bro? I know you don't mean the 11th round. JP, I know you don't mean the 11th round. Okay, 5.11, gotcha. Hendy's a little early in the 4. I don't hate it, but you're definitely taking it's a nice combo. Puka, London, Love, and Hendy. I mean, it's a good little core. I don't dislike it, but you guys are taking guys quite a bit higher than ADP. Like Adams does not go on round 4. I understand everyone's sniping, doing the bully tight end, huh? Okay. A couple apple juices and I'll be fine. I'll see this draft through, says Pony. Pony ain't going anywhere. He's not leaving. I'll see it through in his Batman voice. JD5, nice pick. Maybe I'd go bully with Lamar. Bucky. Let's go Tootin here. JJ, Chase Brown, Allen, Evans, Tootin. I like it. I'm good with it. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't love the 7 pick, whoever that is. Who is that? Not loving that. Achan, Genty, Higgins, Garrett Wilson. Let's see what you do here. This could determine everything right here. It all comes down to this right here, 5'11". Oh, so you were at 5'11", thinking Tootin would fall to you. Yeah, you ain't falling to you past my pick. Judkins, okay. Not my cup of tea, but I understand. McConkey, Ibuka, Hampton, Cook. See, this is a tough spot to be in. You got 2 good receivers, considering, but how do you feel? Cook, Hampton, Ladd, Buka. This is 2 important picks for you. Tate. I think you're probably going to feel like it's the team's a little bit behind a couple others, right? That's probably what your feeling is. I would imagine. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't feel that way. Joe Burr. Kind of glad you guys took Burrow in May. I knew you would ahead ADP. Because I would have been tempted to bully QB that situation. Price, Tyson. I guess I'll go Jordan Tyson here. You snipers. Definitely feel like could have got a little bit better. I like Tyson, but I could have got a better pick there in a normal environment. Looking good. It's looking good though. All these teams are pretty solid. I don't like the bully tight end situation you got going over there on the 2 pick, but we'll see what you do here. We'll see what you. The reason why that probably won't work well for you, bro, is because you're already in a situation where everybody's taking guys so high, they're snagging people way above their ADP, and you get left with where all the fat's left over, and you don't really like what's left, and so you're probably going to be chasing the other positions really badly, and we'll see if you like what's left over. I don't think you're going to. So is your team going to be hampered by this very bold strategy that doesn't work well when you're drafting amongst friends that are sniping the hell out of each other? So that's where you're going to run into I think a misstep. This team here from the 1 pick, I liked what you had going on until you drafted Devontae Smith at 2nd round value, bro. Who is this? It's awful couple picks there. I mean, I like Jaylen Warren, but I don't love him. And he's your running back too, and you drafted Devontae Smith in the 2nd round. So this team in the 1 spot kind of crapped the bed a little. Bijan, Nico, Chuba. No, you're not winning. Bijan, Nico, McBride, Adams, Loveland, Caleb. This is an important pick for you. It was. Puka Nacua, London, Love, Henderson, JMO, MHJ, Herbert. Really good team, bro. You did really nice with this. That's a good... Who is that? That's AMC. AMC, nice job, bro. It's a good team. Ring is up right now. He's got Chase, Bowers, Hall, Ted McMillan, Monty. No thanks. Sorry. Had potential, but not a big fan of a couple of the picks. But good team to start. JT, Pickens, Olave, Swift. Swift's too early, man. I mean, you got Monunga, which is good. That's smart. At least. Let's roll with a little Tucker Craft, if you dare. We'll go back and rate my team in a second. We got, where are we at? Jamar Chase. Okay, so we're right here. Olave. Yeah, Swift too early. The Swift and Monunga could work for you, though, but I just don't love this right here. 3. Zay Flowers, I don't even like Zay in the 3rd round. So already I hate this team because you're down. You could have done something different. You didn't. I like some of it. Obviously, like Scad. I like Lamar. There's some good stuff going on here. Price is good. Washington. And Zay's not bad. It's not like you crapped the bed with the pick, but I think you missed an advantage point. So I'm going to say that team falls short because of that early. I mean, you just had other problems, Now you have to rely on Scat and Price, and you might not get the amount of work you need out of that. McCaffrey, Henry, Kyron, McLaurin, Bucky. I just don't think receivers are good enough, but I like some of the team, obviously. My team, JJ, Chase Brown, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Bashal Tootin, Tyson, and Kraft. Pretty solid. Not my favorite team, but I like it. St. Brown, Barkley, ETN, Jacobs, Moore, Odunze. Yeah. Okay team. Is it going to win it all? I don't think so. But I don't hate it. I'm going to go Blake Corum. I think it's going to get a lot of work. All right. CeeDee Lamb, Walker, Neighbors, Javonte, BTJ, May, Harvey, Fannin. Very, very the fantasy football show team. That's the most the fantasy football show team I've ever seen. At least in a while. Who drafted that one? Who drafted that one from the playbook? Miles. Of course it was Miles. Miles doesn't stray an inch from the manifesto. Genty, Achan, Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Judkins, Burrow, Prescott, Sutton. Crafty. That could be a team. That could be a top 5 team if everything goes well with Garrett Wilson. You really need Garrett Wilson to be the one. You don't need Higgins isn't your one. Garrett Wilson, you need to be your one. And if that happens, you'll be okay. Cook, Hampton, Ladd, Buka, Tate, Warren. I just think it fell a little short. And that's the cost of going running back. It can work. It can definitely work from the 12. It can. I just think taking the extreme routes with this group when you're not going to have your sleepers fall because people are taking them around early, it makes it harder to deploy this. So my advice to you, whoever's in the 12 spot. Who's in the 12 spot? My advice is to you, the realist, is don't give up on that approach. It's just a bad environment to try any extremes. You know what I mean? So like this would have probably fallen your way if it wasn't our community. You know what I mean? But there's some advantages to drafting with our community because everybody takes people so early that you just got to draft a different team than normal and use this as your experimental mindset. You get outside of your comfort zone and draft some different teams. I usually do that. I didn't need to because things felt pretty well. My team's not the best I've ever drafted, but I really like it. JJ, Chase Brown, Josh Allen, Evans, Tootin, Tyson, Kraft, Corum. I think it's pretty good. It's, again, not my favorite team I've ever drafted, but I do like it a lot. It's quite decent. Let's go Michael Wilson. Mikey boy. Uh-huh. Not a bad wide receiver 4.
Call into the show.
Call into the attic.shop phone line, the bentonprint.com phone line. Owned by the same company. If you need business printing, call and contact bentonprint.com. And if you want your hoodies and t-shirts, we'll start wearing. Now, once it gets colder, we start wearing all the amazing hoodies and attic.shop hoodies and tees, which I love so much. All right. Wow, who took Coleman so early, bro? What are you doing? Miles, you reach more than anybody I've ever seen. No, I think you and Speedy. Are you the same person? Like, what are you taking? What are you taking? Corum, Blake Corum in the. Or I'm sorry, not Blake Corum. Jonah Coleman in the 106. He goes 150. Yeah, Rashad White ain't bad here. But yeah. I'm gonna go Kyler though. I'm gonna cuff Kyler to JJ. We're gonna see Rashad White go right now though. I don't think I've ever seen Miles draft a non-The Fantasy Football Show player ever. I mean, Concepcion, Fannin. I mean, there's not a single player on this list that isn't consumed at a high clip on this channel. So Kyler to JJ, Chase Brown, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Bashal, the facial, Tootin, Tyson, Kraft, Corum, Wilson. Pretty balanced team. Just not super excited about it. No excuses at all. You gotta bring your A game. But especially when we're coming together in a draft, the group of us. I think that, like, it's really hard to have the best team when we're all sniping the hell out of each other if you don't get the 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 pick, 6 pick. I think 1 through 6 is the correct order for best draft slot. 1 through 6. Dial in if you want to call in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
We'll go Coke, Jalen Coker here. Kelsey in the 11 seems solid. Pony says, Tyson's been recovering from a hamstring. He hasn't re-injured his hamstring at all. He's been all over the place in practice. They've just been like any player that comes off an injury, they keep rehabbing it and make you go slow to make sure it doesn't come back, but there's no injury. He doesn't have a hamstring injury. It's not accurate. Yep. I think I will partake in a little reach on said next player. Yeah, he doesn't have an injury, Pony. Don't listen to whoever said that. Was that John? Tyson's not injured. Let's go. I only have one tight end, and he's coming back from an ACL. Let's grab our sleeper breakout top 6 Chigakonkwo and do it live. What do you think about the Kenneth Gainwell and Baker with my boy Buka? Yeah, it could be good. The stacking stuff doesn't excite me too much. I'm not somebody that's gonna get too amped about all the different stackings. And John Brock says Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker what, bro? Trey Tucker's okay. Trey Tucker could have big games, but is he going to be consistent? I don't know. We'll see. I don't mind him. He's definitely somebody that I'll draft in round 14 or whatever. I think he goes right around this next round or two. He's okay. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to drafting him, but he's not consistent. He's probably not going to be consistent. It's not that, it's just I'm left with nothing when I drafted you guys. Yeah, it's weird, bro. It's like, where do the players go? It's like somebody just opened up a hole in the universe and just scooped 3 or 4 players into the abyss, like in every round. It's crazy. Let's see here. My team is JJ, Chase Brown, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Bashal, Tootin, Tyson, Kraft, Corum, Wilson, Kyler Murray, Coker, Conquo on the clock. Not super thrilled with the team. I mean, hey, Larry, there's Trey Tucker right there. There's Trey Tucker right there. And I'll go Isaac Tesla. There he is. There he is. Okay. There he is. Yeah. I'm tired. Kind of feel like Canes. You know, Husseini came in here the other night and said he was eating Canes. And I didn't end up getting it that night. I ended up taking a pass on it. And now I'm kind of tempted to get Canes and make up for my mistake of not getting Canes that one night. Although, is it a mistake or will I live to regret eating again late at night? Maybe. Maybe, baby. Let's go with who are my running backs? Chase Brown, Bashal, Tootin, Blake Corum. I do need an RB. Blake Corum. You know, I don't mind Pacheco. Sean Tucker is going to get some touchdowns. I'll probably go Pacheco here. Yep. Coach Smitty. Do it live. God, I'm tired. We're just getting like, this is the calm before the storm. It's so crazy, like how calm it feels right now. There's like not a lot of people calling in. Everybody's taking like a deep breath. The wave has pulled back. The swell of the ocean's calm, and then the waves are gonna the tide, the ocean's gonna come crashing back in, and then it's gonna be just constant chaos from here until December. I can smell it. I can smell the calmness, the settled, but not, it's not permanent, just phase right now. Like, who here feels like they're taking a deep breath and they're about to jump in? I feel like that's how everyone's feeling. Even like my mods, like even Travis is, like everything's being just real mellow. It's real calm. And the wave will come crashing in. Guys, the 10-minute timer is beginning. $20 super chat will drop or add 5 minutes per 20 to the show if you want to extend it. Sometimes they get extended 1 time, 0 times. Sometimes we go 3 hours. So it depends on you. And if anybody wants to twist something into a dynasty topic, do your worst. Do your worst. We are looking pretty good at receiver. I've got JJ, Evans, Tyson, Michael Wilson, Coker, and Tesla. Got Tucker and Okonkwo at tight end. I think I'll go with Sean Tucker, get some of that touchdown potential. And then I think I'm pretty good at RB too. I've got Sean Tucker, Pacheco, Corum, and I got Tootin and Chase Brown. This is pretty decent. The bye weeks look pretty good. Bye weeks looking pretty good. Think I'm looking like a quarterback. I don't know. Tight end. Maybe I go tight end here. I think I'm good at receiver. Marshawn Lloyd feels slept on. I mean, because all he does is sleep, bro. Why does he feel slept on? What's Marshawn Lloyd done? The answer is nothing. And not to mention, like Najee, like some sort of parade's going to maybe get rained on by something you don't even see coming. If something happens, remember, Jacobs might miss time. And if he does, everyone just assumes it's Lloyd. You got other running backs there, my boy. And Lloyd's proven he can't stay healthy at all. I don't really think Lloyd's that good of value. All right, here we go. We got Jacoby, I think is where we're headed with this one. So I got my 3 QBs. Three QBs. John, I just told you about Tyson. Why are you asking again? Josh Allen, Murray, Brissett, Chase Brown, Tootin, Corum, Pacheco, Sean Tucker, J.J. Evans, Jordan Tyson, Michael Wilson, Coker, Tesla, Kraft, Okonkwo. I don't know. I'd give my team a 7 out of 10. Not good. I mean, I hate my draft slots tonight, number one, but they just haven't been falling. You guys are sniping like crazy. I forget if I liked my first team. What did I end up drafting? It was, wasn't it a Chihuahua as well? Let me go back out and look at that one here. Completed teams. Let's go into the Chihuahua. And the team I drafted was Drake May, Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett, Hampton, Tootin, Harvey, Monangai, Keaton. Yes, I love that team. See, when I don't draft with my people, I think we all just make each other have the thinnest team possible. Like, look at the difference between a team where I draft outside of my peeps that will take literally every player 2-3 rounds early and leave nothing for anybody, including themselves. I mean, look at the difference between these two teams. It's like night and day. Drake May, Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett, Hampton, Tootin, Harvey, Monangai, Keaton Mitchell, Jonah Coleman, Vidal, AJB, Buka, Evans, Pitts. Just like a 10 times better team. You guys are madness. I'm going to time out, aren't I? 3, 2, 1. Dang it. Smitty, would you win best ball if he drafts outside his people? Don't worry, I do enough drafts outside of my people, but you literally can't get anything in here. I mean, everybody's team just looks like it got kicked in the sack. Because like Miles, people like Miles will just snipe a guy like a round and a half early. Took Coleman in like the 105 range. He goes in the 150s. You know, how's anybody going to do anything? I probably, if I'm going to grab another player, it's going to be an RB. I like Claiborne a lot. We'll go Kaylin Black and just hope for a miracle. I don't want CMC to get hurt. I'm not saying that. All right, I already reviewed the teams. I'm not going to review them a double time. I mean, we added some things to it. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. If anybody wants to extend the Graveyard Show in any topic of their choosing, each $20 will extend the show an additional 5 minutes, and you get to choose the topic. We've been having, I think last night our show went like another hour and a half over the normal time because of the extenders. It got crazy up in this mug. Tonight feels like a quiet one, but somebody wants to get it crazy and make it bigger and better. Look at Tony. Tony says, Smitty, I want to extend, and I want to do it live.
5-minute extender.
The show has just been extended 5 minutes due to a $20 super chat.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful.
That's my boy Tony doing it live, dropping a wad on screen. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you. Let me go back to this screen right here. And what is Tony's $20 super chat request? It says, just brought our fourth child into the world today. Here's a $20 hauler to celebrating. Winning all these leagues in her honor. Thanks for the constant 411. My boy, congratulations on that. That'll make me stand up. Yeah, buddy. Congratulations, my boy. That's fantastic, man. Nothing better than to hear that, Tony. Tony bringing in life into this world is a responsibility. It is such a blessing. Congrats, Tony. Tony, it makes football so much fun, too. Get to hold a baby during the season, too. And your baby will be still so young that, like, man, that'll make just football awesome. Get to hold your own little football. And then the next season, your kid will be walking in a diaper with a binky and just like wandering, kind of like waddling around the house, you know, running into stuff. Crazy how time flies too. Tony, appreciate you. Let's talk about how the Packers can make it work. That's my team. Okay, Tony. Now I have to go into a negative space. Okay. Look, if I was to try and tell you how it would work, I would just say this. It's going to work through Kraft. It's going to work through Christian Watson. It's going to work through the Packers probably throwing from behind in the third and fourth quarter. If we're talking about fantasy production, there is a real decent chance that Love has a lot of volume, you know, through just sheer having to throw from behind. Now, if you wanted me to argue from like a football perspective that the Packers end up, you know, winning their division and outplaying their expectation, at least my expectation, I would say it's going to have to start with Love taking a step and becoming a player that he doesn't look to be right now. My concern for you is that this offense is getting torn down because they want to make it more simple. That's never a good sign. That means your quarterback isn't doing the right things. It means your players are not coming together and implementing things the way they need to. They got to change everything. They're going to reconstruct this thing, and you tend to have hurdles and roadblocks and slow starts and ups and downs when you revamp an entire offense. You got Josh Jacobs that is potentially going to maybe miss some time. They're still looking into the investigation for Josh Jacobs is still open. If he ends up playing, I think I noticed, you noticed, we all probably noticed that he slowed down a lot. So much so that the team gave half his job away to Emmanuel Wilson. I'm not a big Josh Jacobs fan at all at this point in his career. I don't think he is going to be super ultra efficient. Could he trip and fall into 10 touchdowns? Maybe. It's certainly possible. I'm not saying he won't have some force or ability to push a football into the end zone from 3 yards out. Maybe he's still aggressive enough. But do I think he lost a step? Yes. Do I think he's potentially got too much mileage to count on? Yes. Do I trust Marshawn Lloyd? No, I do not. Might they bring in Najee? Will it matter? I think that if we're talking about this from a fantasy football perspective, I think there's some hope in Kraft and Watson and maybe in Superflex especially, but maybe even Love at times in best ball as your second quarterback that will supplant your QB1 at times, just because they'll need to throw a lot. If I was to try and, guess what the division looks like for you, and I could be wrong, bro. I could be wrong. This could completely be a different thing. But I probably would guess, if I had to put this down here, and as you can see, I'm not too high on the Green Bay Packers. I would guess that the Packers have very little chance of the Lions and the Chicago Bears falling apart. So you're way into a play. I just prepare. Like, if I could put money on the Green Bay Packers not making the playoffs, I'm doing that, and I probably will. Because winning the division's probably out. The odds of the Bears and the Lions both crapping the bed when this team's revamping and doesn't have the weapons that either of these teams do. The Chicago Bears don't even come close to having the Packers don't even come close to having the weapons or the head coach or the play caller that is the head coach of Ben Johnson. And the Lions have a great play caller, in my opinion, in Petzing. I think he gets the most out of this team, and they're going to run the hell out of the ball. They're going to be magnificent. The Lions and Bears are going to fight for this spot. You literally are going to have to, and this is such a tough conference to try and grab one of the very limited 3 wildcard spots. You're talking about the Commanders, the Niners, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Rams, and maybe you're talking about the Falcons. Maybe you're talking about the Vikings. Now, granted, 2 of these teams will win the division, so they're not in the wild card race. But if, let's say, it goes Eagles, Rams, Lions, Bucks, bro, you've got the Cowboys, the Seahawks, the Commanders, the Niners, the Bears, and then you're hoping that one of these other teams don't emerge. It's going to be hard to grab one of those 3 spots. So how could it work? I got to be wrong about Jordan Love. Could I be wrong about Jordan Love? Sure. It's possible. You asked. That's my take. But I'm very, very happy for you, my boy. You got more important things going on in your life than worrying about Jordan Love. But I do think that there's some fantasy football potential for your club. But congratulations again, my boy. Exciting, exciting news. And is this, you going to have a second kid? Have just the one? When you get a second, man, it gets crazy. They fight all day long. Everyone says, get a second one. No. Get it. Don't play with each other. They won't play with each other. They'll fight with each other. That's all they'll do. But you always are. It's always a blessing. It sounds like we need a miracle. Appreciate you, boss. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. I'm wrong all the time, bro. I wouldn't do this if I was wrong about everything, but I will miss some things from time to time. It's going to happen. And you just got to hope that this is one of those things. I read this entire thing wrong. Smitty's wrong. It's going to be okay. It happens, bro. This is maybe your miracle that you'll get. Maybe I'm so wrong on Jordan Love. Can I say this? I will say this. I did like Jordan Love once, and I was wrong because he's bad. So if I can be wrong and like Jordan Love at one point, and he was pretty good for fantasy of the year that we pumped him up. He was like a free agent. Remember, he got cut, and we said, stick with him. And he ended up producing some pretty good numbers. So at the end of the day, I was actually right. But I came into the next season not liking him. So I was on the right pacing with it. So actually, we called it to a T. But I'm just laughing because there was a point where I was kind of high on him. He played well. He was cut. People gave up on him, and then he played really well in the second half of the season. But anyway, thank you. Appreciate you, Tony. Thank you, Pony and Tony extending the show. You guys are straight up monsters, both of you. Thank you very much to you both. Thank you. Who else? Amari, appreciate your super chat. So Tony, Pony, and Amari. See you all tomorrow. Later Rumble, later chat. Dose.